We often hear about the headline grabbers in Men's Health,
Hmm.
the big fitness routines, the latest diet crazes.
Hmm.
But sometimes the biggest impact comes from something, well, surprisingly simple.
Right. Back to basics.
Exactly. We're talking about a fundamental mineral today, something your body absolutely needs, but get this, can't really store. And it plays a vital role in things men really care about:
Yeah,
sexual health, overall energy, vitality.
that's right. It's easy to chase the complex stuff, isn't it?
Huh.
But often, the foundation lies in these essential building blocks. So today, we're focusing our deep dive on zinc.
Zinc
Yeah,
might not sound flashy, but believe me, it's a powerhouse in the body.
absolutely.
This trace mineral, it's involved in what, over 300 different processes?
Over 300 enzymatic reactions, yeah. Think about that. Hundreds of things happening inside you right now that depend on zinc.
Incredible. So
Hmm.
our goal today is to really unpack why zinc is so critical for men, looking closely at what our sources are telling us.
And it's pretty remarkable how even, small amounts have such a broad influence, especially when you look at hormone production, fertility, things highlighted in our material.
Okay, let's jump right into one of the biggest topics then, testosterone.
Hmm.
We all know how crucial this hormone is. Libido, mood, muscle mass, energy levels,
Hmm.
the list goes on.
Definitely.
And it turns out zinc is absolutely key to keeping that whole system running smoothly.
It really is. The link between zinc and testosterone is, well, it's solid in the research. There's this study in nutrition that's quite telling.
Oh, yeah.
They took young men, put them on a low zinc diet for 20 weeks. Just
Well,
20 weeks.
yeah.
Their testosterone levels dropped significantly, like a really drastic drop.
Wow. In just under 5 months,
Yeah.
that's fast. Makes you think, doesn't it? About just like consistently low intake.
Exactly. But here's the flip side, which is just as interesting.
Okay.
The same study looked at older men who already had low testosterone. They gave them zinc supplements for 6 months.
And their levels went up.
They saw a notable increase, yeah. So it suggests zinc isn't just for, making testosterone in the first place, but also for maintaining healthy levels, especially as men get older.
So it helps create it and helps keep it around.
Mhm.
And the sources mentioned something about aromatase.
Mm.
How does zinc fit in there?
Ah, right. Aromatase, that's the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen.
Okay.
Zinc actually helps to inhibit that enzyme. It sort of puts the brakes on it.
So less testosterone gets turned into
Yeah.
estrogen.
Exactly. Which helps preserve your testosterone levels. You need a good balance, obviously, but too much conversion isn't ideal for men's health.
Got it. So low zinc could mean lower production and more conversion away from testosterone. Kind of a double whammy.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay, that really clarifies why the sources connect low zinc to things like lagging libido, low energy, maybe not performing as well physically. It all tracks back.
It does.
All right, shifting gears slightly, but still really important for men, fertility.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about sperm count, is it? There's more to the picture.
Oh, absolutely. Fertility, sperm health.
Mm.
It's complex. Quantity matters, sure, but quality is arguably even more critical.
Quality meaning.
How well the sperm move, that's motility, their physical shape and structure morphology, and, crucially, the integrity of the DNA they're carrying.
Okay. And zinc plays a role in all of that.
A critical role, according to our sources. It's essential for that motility, getting them swimming effectively, vital for the right shape, the morphology,
Right.
and really important for protecting the DNA inside the sperm, guarding that genetic blueprint.
That DNA protection sounds incredibly important for, well, for healthy kids down the line.
Absolutely.
And does the research show a clear link? Like more zinc, better sperm.
Generally, yes. Studies indicate men with good zinc levels tend to have higher counts, better motility, better morphology, basically improved fertility markers overall.
And the opposite, low zinc.
Conversely, yeah, zinc deficiency is linked to lower sperm quality, problems conceiving, and our sources even mention potential links to prostate issues.
Okay, so if starting a family is on your mind, or even just thinking long-term reproductive health, getting enough zinc seems pretty foundational.
It really does.
So how would someone even know if they're low? What are the warning signs? You mentioned some might be unexpected.
That's a great point. Because zinc does so much, the deficiency signs can be really varied.
Like what?
Well, there are the more obvious ones, maybe, related to what we just discussed. Lower sex drive, maybe some erectile difficulties tied back to that testosterone link.
Okay, makes sense.
But then other things. Just feeling tired all the time, that persistent fatigue or low energy.
Which, let's be honest, a lot of people might just blame on being busy.
Exactly. Or signs related to immune function getting sick a lot, wounds healing really slowly. That could be a clue.
Immunity, too.
Yeah. And then cognitive stuff. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, even mood swings. Skin problems pop up too, acne, rashes that won't clear.
Skin issues. Didn't expect that one.
Yeah. And maybe even more surprising, thinning hair or hair loss. And a big one, loss of taste or smell.
Wow. Loss of taste or smell from low zinc. That really shows how widespread its role is.
It really does. It touches so many systems.
So who should be particularly mindful? Are there groups more at risk for deficiency?
Our sources point out a few. Athletes, they lose zinc through sweat.
Ah, interesting.
Vegetarians and vegans, plant-based zinc isn't always absorbed as well as animal-based zinc.
Okay. Bioavailability.
Right. People with GI issues, anything that affects nutrient absorption. And older adults, sometimes due to lower intake or just changes in absorption with age.
Good to know. So if you fall into one of those groups, maybe pay a little extra attention. So the big question, how do we make sure we are getting enough?
Yeah.
Since our bodies don't store it.
Correct. No significant storage means we need consistent intake. Diet's the first place to look, obviously.
All right, lay them on us. What are the best food sources?
Well, the undisputed champion, according to our info, oysters.
Oysters, okay? Nature's multivitamin, some say.
They're packed with zinc. But if oysters aren't your thing,
Yeah, not for everyone.
plenty of other options. Red meat, beef, lamb, very good sources. Pumpkin seeds are great.
Love pumpkin seeds.
Cashews, almonds too. Legumes like chickpeas and lentils. Egg yolks have some. Dairy products. Oh, and good news for some dark chocolate has a bit too.
Dark chocolate. Excellent.
Yeah.
So lots of dietary routes. What about supplements? When should someone consider those?
Supplementation can be useful if your diet's consistently falling short, or if testing shows an actual deficiency.
Makes sense.
Our sources suggest looking for forms that are generally better absorbed, things like zinc picolinate, zinc citrate, or zinc gluconate.
Okay, specific forms matter. And dosage.
A typical range mentioned is often between 15 to 30 milligrams per day.
15 to 30. Seems manageable. But I remember reading something about not overdoing it.
Absolutely crucial. Balance is key. The advice is generally not to exceed 40 milligrams a day long-term unless you're working with a healthcare professional.
Why is that?
Too much zinc can actually interfere with the absorption of other essential minerals, especially copper. You can create an imbalance, potentially leading to copper deficiency and other issues.
Ah, okay. So more isn't always better. Getting that balance right is important. Maybe talk to a doctor.
Definitely the best approach if you're considering higher doses or long-term supplementation.
Good advice. Now, our sources also touched on modern life, didn't they?
Yeah.
Stress, diet, toxins. How does that connect to zinc and hormones?
Yeah, it's a relevant point. Chronic stress, maybe less than ideal diets, environmental exposures, even nutrient depletion in soils. These can all put a strain on our hormonal systems.
And zinc helps us cope with that.
It plays a role, yes. Zinc has anti-inflammatory properties, which helps counter some of the inflammation tied to stress and diet.
Okay.
It also supports the adrenal glands. They're central to your stress response. So zinc kind of helps the body adapt better to both physical and mental stress, builds resilience.
So it's not just about hitting a number. It's about supporting our body's ability to handle, well, life.
Exactly. It bolsters your defenses against those modern stressors.
And we've touched on this, but let's reiterate, the benefits go way beyond just the sexual health aspect, right?
Oh, absolutely. While testosterone and fertility are major points for men, zinc's impact is much broader.
Like what else?
Our sources highlight sharper brain function, stronger immunity, we mentioned wound healing, better mood regulation, a healthier stress response overall. It supports hormonal balance in general, not just testosterone.
It really sounds like a foundational piece for overall well-being.
It truly is. Prioritizing zinc is quite a holistic approach. It influences energy, mind, immunity, healing, so many core functions.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. The big takeaway seems to be zinc, this seemingly simple trace mineral, has a massive, really profound impact on men's health. Especially sexual function, yes, but also that broader sense of vitality and energy.
Precisely. In a world full of complex health advice, sometimes focusing on these fundamental nutrients like zinc can yield really significant improvements. Don't overlook the basics.
Right. So for any man looking to optimize things, whether that's in the gym, in the bedroom, or just feeling better day to day.
Zinc should definitely be on the radar. It's a non-negotiable, really, for optimal function.
So a final thought for you listening. If any of those signs we talked about, that constant low energy, maybe libido isn't what it used to be, those mood swings, brain fog, if any of that sounds familiar,
Mm-hmm.
it might just be worth asking yourself, could zinc be a missing piece in your personal health puzzle?
It's a valid question to ask.
Maybe take a look at your diet through this lens, or perhaps even bring it up with your doctor. It's a small mineral, but as we've heard today, its potential impact is anything but small.
Well said. Definitely worth considering.